Hello, my beautiful Saggies. Hello, hello. Welcome in, welcome back, welcome to my channel. I'm Lisa, and this is North Star Energy Healing. Thank you so much for being here. We are looking at the first week of June, or whenever you come to this. If the title catches your eye, there may be a message here for you, or there probably is. So, kicking off this week, we have May 31st, Sunday, May 31st, with a full blue moon in your sign, Sagittarius. It's a blue moon because it's the second full moon of the month of May 2026. Blue moons are highly charged energy, more energy than the first full moon in the month. So, because it's ruled because it's in the sign of Sagittarius, who is ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion, right? So expanded thoughts, expanded realizations, expanded knowledge, expanded by disclosure. So it's going to be adventurous that day and the days surrounding it. Adventurous, truth-seeking, because Saggies love the truth. We hate liars, right? I'm a Sagittarius. Did I say that? Excuse me. This is a really good time for this full blue moon in Sagittarius because of what's going on in the world right now. Last night, my husband and I watched The Age of Disclosure on Netflix, which is interviews with former government employees about the knowledge that they have about things that the general public doesn't know yet, right? And this was released in November of 2025, and it leads us up to the Steven Spielberg film Day of Disclosure, which is coming out June 12th. So just be mindful that Disclosure Day is labeled as science fiction, but use your own discernment, because a lot of things have a grain of truth or maybe a lot of truth in them. So yeah, just be aware of that. Okay, so going into June, on the heels of that full blue moon in our sign, is going to be revolutionary, right? So I'm using the Dragon Riders Oracle and the Council of Horses Oracle because we're in the year of the Fire Horse. Big changes, time speeding up, all these things that are happening. And before I started doing any of these readings for this coming week, I was shuffling the deck and I just said, is there a message here? And this particular card came out and I looked it over and my guide said, this is for everyone. So everyone has the same Council of Horses card, but everyone has their own Dragon Riders card, and there have been no repeats of this time around. Everybody had their own message. Every sign had their own message. Okay, Layama and Pushel, number 3. 3 being creation and collaboration. Be flexible in every situation in your life. Learn to concede in order to promote the light of peace. Sometimes we have to stop arguing with people, right? Because it's just going to make things more difficult if we continue on. Everybody will learn and understand things in their own time when they can accept it, right? So sometimes we just can't push. Okay. Layama is a healer and a wise woman from the realm of elves, trained in magic elven healing by the great Airmed. She has a cheerful and natural disposition and an incredibly beautiful voice. When she sings, even the birds fall silent in order to listen. Layama declared her readiness to serve humankind with her healing arts once she realized that we are in urgent need of such healing, especially in response to lived trauma. So this person, and maybe some of you, Saggies, are known to be psychics, mediums, healers, Reiki practitioners, energy healers, and the such, right? Stop frowning, banish those worry lines from your forehead, and instead learn to recognize that you are the one who creates your own cares and concerns. It is the way you think and what you say that creates all your problems. Ooh, yeah. So if you're a worrywart, you need to take a look at that and maybe put a stop to it because you're bringing things onto yourself. I'm saying this to myself as well. I am a big time worrywart. Have always battled anxiety. So, I'm with you on the pressures of that and the problems of that. The message from the dragon, Pushel, is do not allow life to push you into a corner and cramp your style or hamper your movements. Live freely and independently. Do not put off what needs to be done. If you would like inner clarity in terms of your life path, make procrastination a thing of the past. It is the things that you put off, that you delay doing, that prevent you from making progress. Yeah, there are some things that I've definitely put off that I could do better at. Wow, Saggies. Okay, let me just look at that again. Be flexible in every situation in your life. Learn to concede in order to promote peace. Yeah. Okay, going to face the camera down and we're going to pull some tarot. Okay, my beautiful Saggies. I am using the Celestial Tarot because it's because we have that full moon. I use this deck often when there are new moons or full moons in the coming week. I love this deck because it's very positive. Even some of the cards that seem challenging in other decks are in a more positive spin in this deck. So I like that. All right. I hope everything is well in your neck of the woods, wherever you're watching from. I hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend if you celebrate that. 5 of Wands. That's one of the cards that looks very different in this deck, as I said that. Wands, action and passion. 5s, change. Yeah, Memorial Day weekend. It was a bit rainy, but we did manage to get the rest of our first 3/4 greenwood stacked so it can dry all summer. We had some lobster and some hot lobster with butter, and then the next day lobster rolls. 2 of Cups, partnership, choice, balance. What for my Saggies for this first week of June? 7 of Wands. Wands, Cups, Wands. 7 of Wands. Maybe defending your position a little bit. But don't forget about that first message about conceding. Oh, no, that's like 4 cards. Okay, Spirit. We need 3 more cards, please, for the beautiful Saggies watching. Who's ever reading this is. What is the rest of our message, please? What is the rest of our message? Okay. Justice, the Balance card, Hanging Man. Seeing things in a different perspective, also being comfortable with who you are. And 8 of Cups. I think this is the 3rd sign out of 8 to get the 8 of Cups. So lots of people having to walk away from some sort of emotional situation, but it's not a bad thing in any deck. It's just kind of a, I don't need that anymore. I can now let go of it. So the first card out is the 5 of Wands. 5s being change, Wands being action and passion. Now, typically it shows people kind of practicing with the Wands. This shows all these 3, I think it's women. Let me see. All these 3 women holding their wands up towards this crescent moon in the sky. Some of them are holding hands. They're touching. They're connected. They're all connected. Wands are action and passion. 5s are change. What can you change about the connection that you have with someone or a few people? Is it a family connection? Is it a coworker connection? What is it? What is the connection that needs improvement? Now, I've never said that with that card, but I am an intuitive reader. So what my guides asked me to say is what I say. 2 of Cups. Now, this can go right along with what I was saying about the connection in this card, because this card is about the balance between masculine and feminine. It can be a card of romance, but it's also a card of partnership, whether that be partnership in work or play or romance, right? Then you have the 7 of Wands. Now, the Seven of Wands, sevens are reflection, reflecting back on the choices you've made. So typically this is a person defending their position. But in this deck, I feel like this is a person teaching others, right? Teaching others. So maybe you're looking back and saying, well, maybe I should have done this differently. I know these things. Maybe I should have taught so-and-so, or maybe I should have explained it better. So, boy, this is such a different message than what I normally get for these particular cards. But I feel like this is a teaching and teachable moment. Yeah, you're showing people the way, my beautiful Saggies. I love that for you. And then you have Justice. So this is Libra energy, so perfect balance. And you see Lady Justice is holding the scales, and her other hand is, I don't know if it's trying to receive what's there. This is a very different picture of what's normally on the cards, but she looks completely relaxed as she weighs things up, thinks about things, and decides what needs balance. Aren't these cards just beautiful? So what, Saggies, in your life right now needs to be balanced out? That's kind of what I'm hearing. It could be the way you see yourself. In this deck, it's called the Hanged Man. I usually say hanging. He's hanging down through a portal. He's upside down. It looks like he has his hands in like a praying position. And everything looks different from that point of view. So this is a card about seeing something in a different perspective, or accepting yourself for who you are. Accept, right, that you are a healer, like this oracle card said, right? Accept that you are a teacher, that you are someone who shows people the way. These cards look like that, right? Somebody is showing the way. That's you. You are showing people the way. Wow, that's fantastic. And then you have this Eight of Cups. This is an emotional walking away from something. You're just leaving. You have all these emotions that you've built up possibly around some kind of grief or anger or relationship that you need to let go of because it's weighing you down. So you see how these are going down, 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 and her cloak is kind of pulling down. So she needs to move on and let that go, right? Let that emotion go, move on, walk away into something new. Okay, let's, what do we want clarity on? I feel like most of this message is very clear. Showing the way, choosing a partnership, using your masculine and feminine balance, Justice there, Libra energy, balancing things out, what in your life needs balance, seeing something in a different perspective, accepting yourself exactly as you are. All right, can we have some more information? I said on the Eight of Cups. Okay, emotional walking away. You have the Four of Pentacles. You have the Three of Wands. And anything else for that Eight of Cups? Anything else you want to tell my beautiful Saggies about that Eight of Cups? Okay. Okay, this emotional walking away has something to do with money or how you earn your living. This is the Four of Pentacles. This is what you keep and what you give. He or she is holding this box, holding one pentacle in his or her hand, and deciding how much of my time and energy am I going to give to this situation. So this emotional walking away, you could get to the end of your rope about a situation, and it could be at your job or how you earn your living, something to do with that. And that's what's holding you back from getting to the Ten of Pentacles. You're somehow bound to some emotional thing. Maybe you're giving money to someone or something that you don't feel called to do anymore. And you need to release yourself from that, I'm hearing. So, Saggies, what is it? Are you giving money to some fundraiser, some organization, something that is kind of keeping you from progressing forward? Maybe you're giving money to someone out of guilt. Maybe you're still paying for an adult child's apartment. I don't know. There's something there that you need to let go of, but it's emotional. And then you have this Three of Wands. This person is deciding what to do. This is definitely a choice. Threes are creation and collaboration, but he's got one wand in his hand and two behind him. This is the comfortable place of not making waves, not letting go, not saying no, when he needs to explore more in order to get to his Ten of Pentacles, right? So Saggies, there's something or someone. Now, maybe it's just a bunch of streaming subscriptions. Maybe you need to take a look at that. Are you giving money? Like, I know if you give money monthly to PBS, you get that app on your TV. Is there something that you have forgotten that you're giving money? Maybe there's money that's being wasted that could be used to further what you're doing. I don't know who needed that, but apparently somebody did. Okay, recapping. Lyama and Pushel. Remember, she is a healer who came to Earth to help humanity. Be flexible in every situation in your life. Learn to concede in order to promote the light of peace. So not carrying on an argument, right? And then you have the Two of Cups, masculine and feminine together, as well as the Eight of Cups, deciding that you need to leave something behind. The Three of Wands, all those have to do with a decision. Five of Wands and Seven of Wands have to do with you teaching others or showing others or being an example for others. This is getting things into balance, and this Justice card is getting things into balance, balancing things out, right? And it's also can be truth, right? Lady Justice is all about truth. And the Hanging Man is seeing yourself for who you are, accepting yourself for who you are. Wow, Saggies, this is really interesting. Okay, now we're going to look at the Council of Horses Oracle card that was for everyone for this week. Mythic Horse. Unfold your own myth. And you see this is black and white. Behind the horse is something that almost looks like what's on the American dollar bills, right? The pyramid with the light. I don't know what the symbolism of that really means. I mean, I probably do, but I can't think of it right now. Mythogenesis, symbiosis, modern archetypes. History need not define you. Humanity need not define you. Remember to be your own person, right? Accepting yourself for who you are, not being like anyone else and not caring that you're not like anyone else, everyone else, I mean. I appear when it is time for you to travel deep inside your humanity to help you release the reverence you hold for order and conventional things. Release conventional things. Be ready. Be ready for things changing. Herein, you begin to make sense of the world in a different way, beyond the boundaries of your upbringing and education. Yeah, pushing those boundaries, right? Expanding like Jupiter. Myth is a way of talking about the ineffable and begins to reveal the coded language of your soul. I will help you find the compelling narratives that define the qualities of who you are, Saggies. The world as we know it is transforming. You influence this transformation through the thoughts you think and the actions you take. Why? Because we're all connected. We are one big collective and we are all connected. So everything we think and do affects everyone else. Whether, I know there's a lot of people who don't believe that, but it's what is it? Quantum entanglement theory? Yeah. So, oh man. My computer was just alarming. Okay, so yeah, Saggies, this is a big, big message about you being comfortable with you, but also being comfortable with being able to let things go that you no longer need to do so that you can move ahead in what you're doing, right? Yeah, you're teaching, your influence, what you're doing. Okay, would love to have a comment or an emoji just letting me know that this resonated for you. And I love comments. I read and respond to them all. Until next week, peace and kindness every single day. I love you all.